If you're looking to make a change to get improved performance, improve your sleep, and help you with your weight loss journey, try Optimum Day and Night. Make a change as soon as you can.
And that's exactly why I'm so excited to tell you that Optimum Day and Night has had a major upgrade. And these have been a real game changer in my health journey. Optimum Day helps your metabolism burn throughout the day, and Optimum Night helps you get a really good sleep throughout the night.
And here's some real life proof on screen right now. Both Robbie and Michael Owen teamed up with Oxford Natural for their wellness journey, and you can see the results for yourself.
And remember, the supplements don't replace a healthy lifestyle, they support it. So if you're looking to make a change, click that link in the description below or scan the QR code on screen and get 70% off your first order today. News from Roberto De Zerbi today saying Mickey van der Ven and Pedro Porro will both be on the bench for Charlton tomorrow. Dom Solanke is also available to start. Kudus not ready yet, and James Maddison is out with a shoulder injury. So that's the team who's going in for tomorrow.
Great news. We need Van der Ven and Porro back for Saturday, that's for sure. Desperate for them to return. Sounds like Mickey van der Ven's over his jet lag, which is ridiculous.
It was never jet lag.
Well, something else. He said it might have been the flight. What else could he mean by that? I don't know what De Zerbi can be referring to when he talks about something could be he doesn't like the flight or something, or the flight could have caused his little problem. But anyway, glad they're back on the bench. Hopefully they get some game time with a view of playing against Newcastle on Saturday. So yeah, it's really good news. And with Solanke, yeah, De Zerbi said in his presser, him and Rishi need to be a lot better. We need players who can hold the ball up. And let's hope, I think Solanke will probably start tomorrow. Let's hope for a much better performance from him.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, in terms of Maddison, a bit frustrating.
Yeah.
He's out again after falling, awkwardly on his shoulder or something, and ruled out for the game. Interesting on Luca Williams-Barnett, he was asked about him by Ali Golden, and he said, I think it was Ali Golden, it might have been someone else, saying De Zerbi said that he'll be on the bench tomorrow, and his plan was to bring him on against Brighton, but didn't feel it was the right moment with the way the match went. Do you think that was the right decision?
Yeah, probably, because 3-0 down, no one's really playing well. I don't know if that's the right environment for a young player to come in and show what he's got. I think you want it to be kind of, when you're bringing on a young player, you don't want to throw him to the wolves. And I know, you could say maybe he did do that with some of the other younger players, but our lack of selection probably caused that. And I think when Williams-Barnett, he's 17?
Yeah.
You've got to be careful with how you manage them. So I think it probably wasn't the right moment. But I wouldn't mind starting him tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's a bit of a shame that he's going to be on the bench tomorrow, because I think it could provide a really good platform for him playing a championship side, albeit a good one that beat West Ham on the weekend. But you're looking at the number 10s. That means we're going to have Conor Gallagher in the 10 again. So I'm not really excited about that. So I would like to see Luca Williams-Barnett from the start tomorrow, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case unless De Zerbi's throwing a curveball.
Yeah, wouldn't mind that.
I nearly said it again. Savio. On Savio, De Zerbi was speaking in the press conference, and yeah, this is what Alistair Gold asked about having to be patient to get his plan A, and he says he wasn't patient at all, as talks to sign him started days after the Everton game, and that sometimes the market means you have to wait. He went on to say, if you analyse last season, you need attackers to create chances to score. In terms of 1v1, he's one of the best players. He can play left or right. I've known him for a long time, but before he went to City, he's a big player for us. For sure, he has to achieve, so good in 1v1s and in creating chances. To compete, he has to score. If you analyse other best wingers in the world, many of them score 10 to 15 goals a season. He has the qualities, maybe it's habits, because he has to be focused and on the 1v1s and to score. We have to increase the number of big chances to score goals to become a top team, scoring more goals. So There you go.
I think we all know that. He actually said in the announcement video, he spoke to Savio before City when he tried to sign him for Brighton, but obviously Man City got there first. I do wonder what his career would have looked like had he had joined Brighton at that point. Would we be
joined Man City for 100 million?
Yeah, probably. I suppose would we be saying 85 million hours a steal rather than a massive overpay if that would have happened. But yeah, I think for me, He's so exciting. I wonder if we'll see him tomorrow. He said he was not sure whether he can start or whether he's on the bench, but he sounds like he's going to be involved by what De Zerbi's saying, so that's really exciting.
Yeah, encouraging that he's done in time to be in the squad for tomorrow. So I would say get him a few minutes, maybe get him up to speed. You never know, starting against Newcastle. But I mean, these players coming back and into the frame for the Newcastle game is massive, because I was just on the pod, collectively COYS, and we were talking about the potential lineups for this game and the potential lineup for Newcastle, and that prospect of going in with the same defence that we saw against Brentford, against Newcastle, with the pace of their forward line, is frightening. I think Mickey van de Ven has to be there.
Yeah, for sure. I think his pace is going to be crucial in this game. So I guess we'll get a kind of inkling what De Zerbi's thinking tomorrow. I wonder if he'll play Danso or Davis. Is he going to play Van Hekkes and Essie? Will we see Porro and Van de Ven get a few minutes in line to start on Saturday? I guess we'll find out. I like what he's saying about Savio coming in, because we need players who create chances, and I think that is so accurate. When you're looking at some of the lineups we were putting out last season and who was playing on the wings, we just didn't have players to create. And I know we've been shitting on the strikers a lot of the time, but you have to say a lot of the time they just haven't had a lot of service as well. It's not like they've been missing lots of chances. They didn't have a lot of them a lot of the time. So let's hope Savio can really provide that chance creation from the wing that we've been missing.
Yeah, it'll be really nice, wouldn't it, to see on Saturday, Tell on the left and Savio off the right. That would be nice to see.
That'll be exactly what we all want for now. Maybe Marmoush up front.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Marmoush, because there's been a couple of updates. Matt Law says that Tottenham's spending set to soar towards £400 million, with the club close to clinching a deal for Marmoush to follow Savio from Man City. Himothy says that he understands that Man City have now given the green light for Omar Marmoush to sign for Spurs. And Paul O'Keefe says Omar Marmoush travelled to London after training with Man City's unused subs at 9 a.m. on Monday morning, because he dropped that information saying that he was in London, and then everyone saw pictures of him training, and they're like, is that really accurate? Well, he's just clearing that up, that he travelled to London after training.
Well, I think when that picture came out of him in training, like, oh my God, is this going to break down again? What's going on? I can't believe he's still in training. But let's hope. Let's see. He hasn't been pictured in London or anything, so we don't know for 100% sure. But what they're saying is he's in London, awaiting the green light. Apparently, was it Romano? Do you have that update?
Romano, no.
So he said, what did he say? He gave an update on it. Where is it? It was put in the group chat. Let me just find it. I can't see it. He basically said that there was a green light on Monday, and then... Is it this one? No, can't find it. He basically said that there was a green light, and then now we're still awaiting a green light again or something.
So there was a green light, but then now there's been a reverse and got the orange light, the amber light. And now there's a green light again.
So he says Savio travelled to London on Saturday, and it's been announced today, Tuesday, since it was agreed on Friday. Some deals are faster, others take time. He said Marmoush had initial authorisation for a medical on Monday after verbal agreement, but still waiting for clubs to exchange documents. Until then, it can't be sealed yet. So to answer your question, Marmoush is waiting, as are the fans.
So yesterday we heard all the Gakpo, Man City and Gakpo situation of speaking to each other. Is it a case of we're waiting for Man City to sign Gakpo before they're going to give the green light on Marmoush?
I mean, it sounds like it, or waiting for them to sign someone. But they're waiting for Liverpool to make their moves. Obviously, things seem to be accelerating with Barcola, but again, we've been saying that for a while. Minter, apparently, there's very little movement at the moment. They can't agree a price. And Mbaye seems to have gone very quiet when it goes for Liverpool. So the likelihood of them letting go of Gakpo, in terms of in the immediate future, it seems quite slim. So if we're waiting for them to sign Gakpo, then that's not good news.
Yeah. And obviously not good news because we're trying to sign him. But
also true, that is also that.
I think when he weighs up his options, Gakpo, between if it is he has the choice between Man City and Tottenham, I think he gets so many more minutes at Spurs. I'm looking at the options that Man City have in both those positions. You're looking at the left wing, Doku and Semenyo play their best football on the left wing. and then up front they got Haaland. So when's he ever going to play?
But it's interesting they potentially see Gakpo as an alternative to Marmoush, because they're quite.
And Marmoush didn't get minutes.
Yeah, but they're quite similar profiles, aren't they? And they're both like that left hand half space, cutting inside and shooting from range. So if we played them together, is that going to be an issue potentially? I think that's something to think about. But I think if you're Gakpo, you have one club who clearly see you as like a desperate option because they're short of attacking players right now. They've got injuries and they're just they're kind of scrambling to get someone through the door of good quality. And albeit, right, I think in the immediate future, he probably gets a lot of minutes at Man City. But as soon as other players come back and other things fall into place, and come the next summer, are they going to be looking to sell him? Whereas Tottenham have been chasing him all summer. We've had the conversations already with him. We laid the groundwork. We've showed our willingness to do whatever it takes to bring him in. Like, we really want him at Tottenham. So if you're Gakpo, who cares about you more? Who really wants you more? You have to say it's Spurs rather than Man City. But Man City right now are probably a better place to be, challenging for big honours.
Yeah, no, of course they are. Man City is Man City at the end of the day, and he's going to be in a team much closer to success, 100%. But I'm just looking at it as where he's going to get more minutes, and he might get an initial burst of minutes early on at Man City with the injuries that they have. But once that, comes back to normal, at Spurs he'll be the main man, or one of the main men. You know what I mean? He's going to be starting week in, week out. So yeah, I think he might choose Spurs over Man City if he had the choice.
Or he could back himself. I would like to say, if I get in the door of Man City, I'll back myself to start there. But I think it's unlikely for me. Like, considering as well that I don't know how much they really want him. It sounds just like a desperate attempt to bring someone in.
Yeah. Next up, there's an update on Nico Williams of Nottingham Forest. Sammy Mockbell says that Tottenham are open to signing a replacement for Jed Spence. It's understood that De Zerbi would prefer one with Premier League experience. Spurs have explored a move for Nico Williams, but Forest don't want to sell. So,
prefer Premier League experience is kind of like, you don't need to even say that anymore. I think it's implied with all our business. But yeah, it sounds like it's not a massive priority, does it? I mean, that right back position, and obviously De Zerbi kind of saying it as well himself. Maybe it's something that we kind of put the feelers out. If there's actually a good deal on the table to come in now, maybe we do it. But sounds like it's not something that we're desperate to do right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a shame. I thought Archie Gray really struggled at right back on the weekend, and we need much better performances from that. Albeit, Porro's just a guy that just doesn't get injured, does he? So you won't expect the backup right back might have to play too much there, but I just like to be covered in all sorts of situations. So if we can get these two players over the line, Marmoush and Gakpo, or whoever another attacking target will be, I really would want Spurs to go get a right back in before the end of the transfer window.
Yeah, I would like one as well if we can. But then it brings another issue, depending on if we sign. I don't know if Nico counts as homegrown, but if it's a foreign one, then we got even more problems when it comes to foreign player issues. Might have to sell another player if it's another foreign player.
Yeah, I mean, Nico Williams.
Yeah, he might count as homegrown if we can get him in.
I think he does.
He came through at Liverpool, didn't he?
Yeah, that was it. He came through at Liverpool. So if he came through the academy at Liverpool. So he would be homegrown. But Wolfie's already messaged me when he saw that. He's like, he ain't leaving nowhere. He ain't going nowhere.
Of course. His heart's set on Forest, I'm sure.
And last but not least, let's talk about Rafael Leao once again. Kind of went cold for a while. We spoke about him a lot earlier on in the window. A couple of updates now. Daniel Longo says in the last few hours, Rafael Leao has been offered again to Tottenham, an idea that his entourage was already trying to pursue in mid-July. Football Kush, apparently a reliable AC Milan source, but never heard of him before. AC Milan are actively negotiating with 3 clubs for the transfer of Rafael Leao: Villa, Tottenham and Galatasaray. The Portuguese winger has expressed his desire to move to the Premier League on multiple occasions. AC Milan remain firm on their 50 to 60 million euro price. Pietro Mazzara, Italian source, says that Tottenham have entered the race to sign Rafael Leao. And Himothy says that he understands Rafael Leao is back under Tottenham Hotspur's watch list. He is an option if City push ahead and sign Cody Gakpo. So what are we thinking about Rafael Leao?
kind of, this one smells to me like his agent's trying to garner some interest, because clearly he decided to leave at the end of last season. He was expecting a number of offers. He was expecting big clubs to be in for him because of the quality he's shown in Serie A. And unfortunately, maybe like similar to Romero, the offers just aren't there that he expect. The offers that he thinks that should be coming from with his quality aren't at the table at the moment. He's probably thinking, I'm going to get big wages, I'm going to get a big move, the glitz and glamour of the Premier League and one of these other bigger clubs, and I'm going to be the star of the show of this new club. And he's probably kind of got his tail between his legs right now, thinking, my best option might be Galatasaray. Really, that's kind of. I'm 27. It's not like I'm 34 or something. Well, I'm over the hill, and my best years are behind me. I'm in the prime of my career. I was 2 years ago Serie A Player of the Year. I've shown a number of occasions in big games what I'm capable of. Why is no one in for me? But
maybe it's because you've just had the poorest season of your career.
Exactly. I think maybe needs a reality check. But in regards to Spurs, look, for me, it's not a bad backup option to fall on if Gakpo doesn't happen. But you have to question, he's not going for that much money, especially in this market, for attacking players. Why is no one touching him with a barge pole? It's especially, with the window coming to a close. Is he demanding too much money? Are the doubts about him so big that he's not even worth the risk? What is the reality when it comes to Rafael Leao? Because you'd think that someone at 25th of August by now, with that price tag, would have at least just taken a punt on him and risked it. But no one has. No one seemed to. Maybe when there's talks with his agent, he's just got ideas above his station about his salary, and no one's willing to go for it. So if he's going to come to Tottenham, we're not going to make him our highest paid player. So he's got to come to terms with that.
Yeah. I don't know what the situation is, what wages he wants, but I know at AC Milan he's not on crazy wages. He's on affordable wages, but obviously he'd probably want a pay rise on that. But I mean, I watched him very closely at the World Cup, and I was fairly impressed with what I saw. There was narratives about him not tracking back and doing the defensive work. I saw that at the World Cup. I saw it with my own eyes that he did it. I don't know if he's going to do it over the course of a season. Maybe it's a bit different being at the World Cup and watching him week in, week out for Milan. But for me, for what I saw at the World Cup, I thought he looked good, and I thought it's someone that we should be taking a punt on. But yeah, obviously big questions have to be asked, because a lot of teams are looking for attacking options, particularly wingers, and nobody is touching Leao. I mean, I think Romano or someone said that Villa are definitely in negotiations with him, but Villa love to take these kind of players, don't they? Players that are not kind of, good players, but gone off the boil. You saw Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford. There's plenty of examples of it. So I wouldn't really take Villa's interest in to be like, wow, he's coming to the Premier League. But from what I've seen from him, I think I would go for him if Cody Gakpo doesn't work out.
For me, if Gakpo doesn't work out, if we can kind of get a loan with an option. I mean, we said it before, didn't we? Loan with an option. That's kind of what
I wouldn't spend money on him.
I wouldn't go unless it's like really cheap. I don't think I would buy him permanently. But if we can get a loan with an option, kind of see how he does, and if he's killing it, if he's doing really well, you sign him up permanently. If he's not, you send him back. That would be a good option. But I kind of feel like all this talk about Tottenham right now is coming from his agent. That's kind of what I feel.
Yeah. But then you think, like, if Gakpo doesn't happen, what other options do we have?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because there's not that much on the market. So I guess, like, if you bring in a Rafael Leao, you got Tel, you got Savio, you got Kudus. If it doesn't work out for him, you still have other options that you can call upon. But I guess the upsides could massively outweigh the downs.
I mean, I wouldn't mind risking it. I just only because I just love how Leao plays. I loved him when he was at his peak at Milan, and he's such a good player. He's got so many good qualities, and if he does work out, we've got an absolute bargain. But it's just a weird situation. Like, why there is just so little interest? Why only Galatasaray? You'd think there'll be a number of clubs thinking about him, but they're not.
Well, there are Spurs, Aston Villa.
Well, that's the rumours, but...
And then you got Galatasaray.
No, my point is it's near the end of the window now.
Yeah.
And no one's made their move.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens up that front. But I don't think we've heard the last of the Rafael Leao thing, particularly if Cody Gakpo ends up either staying at Liverpool or going to Man City. But that is your Tottenham update.
Just a quick one. Ali Gold has said that Savio has been registered and is available for tomorrow.
Come on!
So we'll see if he's going to play. There has been there's rumours. This is from a secret Prem saying after further checks, it looks like Maddison could be out for a while. So we'll see if there's any truth to that. I mean, Zerbi said in his presser that it's a small issue, but
we've heard that.
We have heard that one before a few times. Let's hope that's not true.
Who was it that had a small issue? Wasn't it Kulusevski that had a small issue?
He just had a knock, yeah.
We haven't seen him since.
Yeah, haven't seen him since. Had a small knock. But let's see. I mean, he said it's a small issue. Also, who was it? Was it Mike McGrath yesterday? Said Maddison hopes to be fit for Newcastle. That was what he's hearing. But, you know, maybe they didn't see the whole picture at that point. But maybe it is more serious. We'll see.
God. If Maddison is out for a while,
then we have to get
a 10. We have to go get a 10. We have to, yeah.
For sure.
All right. And by the way, Morgan Gibbs-White got some sort of injury. Apparently he's out till the transfer window opens again.
Oh, is that right?
Shut again. So is there something going on with Morgan Gibbs-White?
You can hope.
I don't know. Maybe. But, yeah, it was very suspicious to me the way they said it. Like, yeah, he's going to be out for another week. And what happens in a week? The transfer window shuts. So we'll see what happens. Hey, regarding James Maddison from SZY, a few accounts tweeting to him saying, is it true regarding Maddison? And he says, yes, it's not good at all. And he says they're considering bringing in a 10 or starting Kudus in the 10. They're not too sure yet. Both options being weighed up right now. So that does not sound good. At all.
No. Well, what did he say? They're weighing up options?
Yeah.
Really? Bloody hell.
Someone asked him, are we planning a replacement or are we planning to use Kudus there? And he says they're considering both right now. Both options are being weighed up.
Oh, man. I'm gutted for James if it's true. Absolutely gutted for him if he's on his return, played 20 minutes in the Premier League and has picked up a bad shoulder injury because I think it was someone went into him and he fell awkwardly apparently and now he's injured his shoulder. I mean, after coming back from an ACL, it's kind of reminded me of when Bentancur came back from an ACL in his first game back.
Yeah,
he did that injury with Matt Cash and he was then out for another 3 months and that was absolutely gutting for him. So I really feel for Madders. Let's hope it's not true what people are saying and it's not as bad as feared and he can be available sooner rather than later. But if there is truth to it and they know he's going to be out for a while, depending on how long it is, they need to act because I can't be watching Gallagher in the 10 for the next 6 months.
It's gutting. It's absolutely gutting. I had such high hopes for Maddison this season. Don't even know what to say. I just feel so bad for him. And he was so integral part of our plans for the team this season. So let's hope he can get back fit sooner rather than later. But like the longer he's out for, the longer obviously it's going to take him to get back to match fitness. And what I mean by that is like when he gets into the team, he's going to need even longer to get up to speed.
Yep.
So yeah, it's not good at all for James Maddison. So.
Look, obviously, we don't know a timeline. We don't know if is it a 1 month? Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it just 2 weeks? Like, no one really knows. Obviously, Zerbi said it's small, but maybe he didn't know the full prognosis when he said that. So we have to wait further. I mean, let's say it's a shoulder. Let's say it's like a dislocated shoulder or something. I can't remember. Didn't someone have that for us? I'm trying to remember. Did Moani? No, Moani had a dislocated jaw. I can't remember. But it could be anything if it's a shoulder injury, I guess. But that's obviously the immediate one that comes to mind, dislocated shoulder or something. But then he played on, unless it happened really late on. He finished the game, didn't he?
What about Sonny? Didn't he?
He had... Yeah. Did he have a dislocated shoulder? I'm trying to remember. There was some... Was it Lucas? Yeah, Sonny, mate. Yeah, people saying Sonny.
So
Sarr had it, someone says.
So what AI is telling me about dislocated shoulders, that if you need no surgery, it's 3 to 6 weeks.
Oh, God.
If you do need surgery, it's 4 to 6 months.
Let's just really hope it's not a dislocated shoulder. God.
Gutting. Sarr had it. People saying, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Lloris, that was it. Lloris had it against Brighton. Remember, he fell awkwardly, and he was out for a while.
Yeah. Well, that's the news on James Maddison. Absolutely gutting.
Obviously, no indication is dislocated. We're just kind of theorising about the shoulder, because he finish the game. And if he had a dislocated shoulder, he wouldn't be able to finish the game.
Yeah, true. All right, well, let's see what happens. I'm sure more information will come to light very, very soon. But that is the latest update on James Maddison.